Okay, with me today I have Chris Reynolds. He is another GMAU student who is going to be spotlighted today. He's in the Ultimate Bow program. Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're in a totally different part of the world than I'm in the Southeast United States. So tell us where you are and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Uh, Delightfully. So I'm based in London. I am 35 years old. I have been doing Jiu-Jitsu since December, and I love every minute of it. And yeah, my background is I used to be an international athlete. I ran for England and Great Britain for many years. England captain, won many national titles, the London Junior Marathon twice. And for me, the thing that actually got me excited about it was trying to get towards my black belt. Something that I've always wanted to do, but never really got around to because I was never in one place for long enough. And then I found you guys, and I was hooked.
So tell us how you found GMAU.
I found GMAU by just a Google search, really. And I was very excited. I was skeptical to begin with, for being honest. You know, get your black belt online and all these promises and so forth. And then when I actually thought about it, I actually thought, well, it's actually very good value for money, really. When you look at what other dojos were asking for it, and in many ways, it was actually better for me because when I don't quite catch something first off, I can rewind and go back and then play it again. I remember, I think I had a few questions before I joined. And I remember Michael taking the time to not just email me back, but make a video message back, which is the kind of service I've never really experienced anywhere else. I mean, the guy is incredible on that side. So the whole thing just felt good. It also, I don't know if I'm wrong, but it felt like a family type business and a family type endeavor. I think his father did it as well, and I just loved everything about it. So yeah, so I was very grateful to have found it online, and that was it, really.
So how long have you been doing Bojutsu, and how far along are you in the process?
So I've been doing it since December. Been doing it a few months, but I was the highest ranked one in terms of time. I think I was doing 8 to 12 hours a week, every week, and then I got very ill in January, and then I couldn't get out of bed, let alone do much jiu-jitsu training. And now I've got back on the wagon, and I'm getting back to the top of the rankings there again. So yeah, a few months, but I actually do my jiu-jitsu in the morning. So I get up, it's part of my routine. I do it in the morning, and even if my muscles are stiff or I'm doing other things, it helps me zone out, and it gives me a reason to kind of get up a little bit early in the morning, seeing as my days are quite flexible. So yeah, it works well.
Well, I'm glad you were able to overcome that, and your health is back. One of the things that's really unique and compelling about your story as a GMAU student is that you have such a high level competitive background, and that seems to really shine through in your personal goals and your accomplishments in the short time that you've been in the program. So can you talk a little bit more about your motivation and the reasons why you wanted to pursue this program, and to the way that you set your goals, and how you set your goals for this program?
Well, for me, I honestly, there's so many different things you can do in life, right? There's like so many options and so many things you can focus on. But I was always very disappointed that I never made it to the Olympics or to become an Olympic champion. It was something that I believed I was always going to do, and I've always wanted to be a world champion at something. I just never had the time because my life has gone off on tangents along the way, for many reasons. So When one of the things that made me sign up actually was seeing that you had an online world championships, which was based on the kata form of Jiu-Jitsu. And that really excited me because it gave me a reason to try and not only for a ranking, but also for the honor of being able to hold that title, I guess. So that was a big motivation for me. And yeah, I guess black belt, world championship online. That those two things were real motivators for me. I guess that was it.
So, what have you liked thus far from your experience with the program and with GMAU in general? What have you liked, and have you had any obstacles that you've had to overcome for your training?
Um, the things I've liked about it was the ease of the platform. I think whoever your developer is and designer is an absolute genius. I think it's so simplistic. You couldn't have designed it any better. I think it's set out fantastically. I love the way that it shows you how much time you've spent training, how many hours you've got left. You can find people, via geolocation, private messages, notifications. Honestly, the software is incredible. I totally commend you. So those are the things I liked. I thought Michael was absolutely incredible in terms of his customer service and getting back to me in a real personal touch. I love the course. I love Jiu-Jitsu. I enjoy it a lot. I guess the things I had to try to overcome was one, an illness, and second of all, space. So I'm in the biggest room in the house at the moment. We've got that's about as big as it comes. So I will. I mean, I did start off here. So that was like my kind of gym area where I started off, and then I started hitting things. And then when I tried to try and do it in a more general fashion, I'll go outside into the garden. So here, where I was doing it mostly, I kept hitting the walls. So I would I came up with a way of using. I think it was a bit of it was Christmas time, so there was wrapping paper, and I used just the wooden part of the cardboard part of the middle of it, and then this has been my bow staff ever since. And because it's not too long, I'm not taking off the pictures around the house. So I guess space was the biggest issue I had, and considering that was the worst issue I had, it's not been a bad journey so far.
What would you say to someone who's considering a GMAU program, and what would you say to students who are already enrolled in a program? What advice would you give them for success?
I think consistency is the key to success, because anyone can be good at something for a few weeks, but it's I guess the same principles in life, the same principles in martial arts and business and anything else. It's about being passionate about something, because if you're not passionate about it, then you're not going to get up when it's cold or you've got other things on. Being focused towards a goal, like a reason for doing it, and then having enough drive in you to do it consistently. Because most people, I guess, kind of, I don't know, overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but underestimate what they can do in 10. And with me, even if I only do half an hour or 10 minutes in the day of Jiu-Jitsu, I want to do something every single day, because it's about that consistency and becoming a habit ingrained inside of me. And I guess the same for others as well.
And what would you say to someone who's considering, someone who's not a student now, but considering using the services offered through GMAU?
Well, I mean, I can only talk for Jiu-Jitsu, and I don't know how it is in the other courses. I mean, I know that you offer kickboxing. I think you Krav Maga, karate, Muay Thai. I don't know if it's kickboxing, but I don't know. But I know you do those three. I don't know how applicable that is to fighting, in the ring or in the street. But I know in terms of technique and things like that, I did some of the free courses there. It was even on that side, it gave me a bit more confidence walking out in the street. Does that make sense? You know, I even just knowing, I mean, I was looking at the Krav Maga stances and learning some of that stuff. And I guess if you had the partner as well, you'd learn some fantastic skills. I'd say in terms of things that I do know about jiu-jitsu, it's nice feeling that you're good at something, no? It's nice. Everyone wants to feel significant, and everyone wants to feel like they have a talent, or that they have the ability to do something. And you know, something as unique as jiu-jitsu, I think is a great thing to learn. So, you know, for the sake of what is probably your monthly Starbucks kind of like expenditure, it's worth learning a new talent.
Yeah. Well, as we wrap up here, I always like to end with an open-ended question to see if there's anything else that you'd want to add or share before we finish our time together.
I think, I mean, I think you've answered and asked majority of the things that I would state, but I'd say I'm glad I did it. I'm quite thrifty when it comes to spending money. So if you can get me to part with my money and love every single minute of it, I'm sure that others would too. And I'd probably just say congratulations as well, because I think what you've done there is unique, and I haven't been able to find anything else like it. And for someone who is traveling a lot, I couldn't have asked for a better situation. So I guess thank you is the only other thing. Thank you very much for taking time to create it.
Yeah. Well, as we finish up here, I just want to share a couple of things with those who are watching. You know, it's such a small world. I found out that, you know, Chris is in London and I'm in the Southeast United States, and he actually lived about 35 or 40 minutes from where I live for a short period of time. So that was a really unique thing that came out of our conversation before we got into the interview. And, you know, these interviews are meant to be short. There's a lot more about you that could be shared and we could go into, but you know, I just want to add that you have done some amazing things in high-level competitive athletics. And I know that you have overcome some significant life events, and, you know, there's an amazing story there. But I also just want to leave on a note of congratulations to you, because you also shared with me that you were accepted to Harvard University. And that is just yet another amazing accomplishment. And just want to say congratulations to you before we sign off.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Chris, thank you again for your time. And it was a pleasure to meet you and to talk with you. And I can't wait to follow your story and see where you go next, and to hear all about your success through GMAU.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Have a lovely evening.